crash against me and be broken!
Hey guys, this is Sean from Solis Review. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be going over in Sabanura, the first mutant apocalypse, one of the most famous X-Men villains, probably my favorite X-Men villain. It's definitely a character I've always wanted a statue for. I've had him for about a year now, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on him. If you're not familiar with the character, like I said, he's a famous X-Men villain. He is considered, I believe he is still considered the first mutant. He is Egyptian, and if I'm remembering the backstory correctly, he discovered an alien ship and used the technology to fuse to his body, as you see, and give him essentially a form of immortality. He has hibernation, but so Apocalypse's powers are techno-organic, and he can shapeshift parts of his body into technology and also change the size of any part or all of his body. He is extremely powerful. He is an amazing character in the comics. I think kind of fell in love with like the power of the character from the animated series. That voice, I still hear it every time when I see him. He was a villain in a semi-recent X-Men movie, X-Men Apocalypse. That didn't go super well, as most X-Men movies do. But who knows? With the MCU taking the X-Men back, there may be a future installment someday that does him honor. This is from Sideshow Collectables. I believe it is their only quarter scale Apocalypse premium format figure. This is the regular edition. There is an exclusive edition that is a switch out for the only switch out you can do, which is for this blaster hand, which would change it to a chainsaw. I got this second hand, so I wasn't able to get the exclusive. I am always looking for someone that's selling me that chainsaw because I would love to have that someday. Although I've heard that it is difficult to keep in and then it comes out easily. I will risk it because chainsaw cool. Let's see here, guys. For the design, does it evoke Apocalypse? Well, I would say that since this came out before the movie did, that it wasn't based on the movie. So you'd have to go off, was it based off of the cartoon or the animated series? I would say that it has different and a lot more details than the animated series. So it's reminiscent of several of his looks from the comic. I would say that, yeah, it extremely, like, clearly, I think it's kind of in its Sideshow's own way that it redesigns some pieces, some character designs. They kind of sometimes put their own touch on things, but fantastic job for the design. I mean, it's, you know, he's big, he's imposing, he should be. Apocalypse is always a big guy. He's like, you know, at his lowest form, he's normally like Kingpin size. It looks like, as far as what the base is, he's standing on, I believe it's supposed to reference maybe the ship where he came, you know, his powers came from. It's not clear, but it looks good. It's a large enough base that I think it supports him well. He is a deep statue, so the base takes a lot of depth for displaying, because if you were to display it sideways, I don't think it would really work. He has a very forward pose that can only really be, I guess, displayed in one way, and he's looking clearly right here. So yeah, I think that it's emphasizing in this design his technological or techno-organic nature, and it shows his physique, his strength, his menace. So I think that it's doing everything it should be. Maybe something that would be kind of cool was if this one was a switch out and it could have been like a, you know, cool large mallet or something, you know, just another switch out hand would have been, you know, kind of cool. There is no other switch out face though, so all you get is the menacing look. I have been hearing from previous reviews that people would like to be able to see closer to what I'm talking about as I'm reviewing. So I think for this video, I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. And I was inspired by Mr. X to do a recording while I'm reviewing. So I'm going to give that a shot. And then I'm going to go over sculpt, paint, and then I'll break down the height real quick before I do that. But right now, his height at the highest place is, if you account for, there we go, this would be just about 28.5 inches tall, and his width would be looks like about 19 inches if you count the tubing and the arm to the tubing over here, and the depth at the widest place is going to be just about 17 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do the walk around review, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, this is our close-up review here. You'll see I am looking at the base here. It's got some really cool weathering effects. Some places maybe don't look like the best quality as far as the weathering, but I like the idea. It really works well for me. The boots here, these look pretty solid. I mean, I don't know what you could ask for. Maybe some weathering on there, but it's a good paint on here. The blue is nice and solid. As we work up here, and you see the knee pads carry the same effect as the boots, but as you look up here, you can see some of this paint on the what's supposed to look like cloth can look a little flat to me. I could have imagined a little bit more texture in here. Maybe some, you know, honeycomb or hexagonal, or just some like a micro detail could have been added here. I think would have been really cool. The ship that he's standing on here, I think it looks cool. It's just, if you didn't know his history, I guess it wouldn't really matter what this looks like. I don't recognize this as something from the ship, but I think it's safe to assume that's what it is. Looking up here, you know, great codpiece. Solid Apocalypse butt, I guess, but the tubes look good. They're very rigid, but you know, you can move them around, but they look solid. I guess they're pretty close to looking like metal, but you know, not perfect. He does have some of the older, I guess, look of Apocalypse from comics. like I had said before, the techno organic areas are real solid. I like the shine on some of that. I think maybe incorporating some of the more of the metallic in other places could have looked cool. The A symbol is classic here, looks great. Again, on the chest, you know, I like the sculpt per se, but it looks, which may have been intended, but it looks like cloth where everything else is like armor and super shiny and tough, where then there's this cloth, which I can see like a little bit of veining there, but you know, I don't know, it just seems a little bit off. Maybe more texture, like I was saying, would have been cool. Up here to his gauntlet, obviously he shapeshifts to this blaster. I think it looks cool. I love it. I wish, you know, I had the EX chainsaw, or maybe this had like a glow effect, like blue would be really cool. That would take this to another level for sure. I like the shoulder pads, they're great. They follow the same, you know, powder coated blue like everywhere else. Looking at his back, you know, the musculature looks great. It's all pretty solid. It looks like what you would think Apocalypse would. His face, the portrait, is great. I see a lot of menace, a lot of anger here. You can almost see where he's looking, even though there's no pupil. Mine came with a little bit of a paint damage here, but who knows, maybe I can get that repaired. But it's not a huge detractor from what I'm seeing here. But okay, I think that's really it, guys. Good sculpt, good paint. A few things I would change. Back to the regular review. Okay, guys, hey, we're back now. Overall, I love this piece. It's a character I've always wanted. There are definitely things that I would do differently, but it is a piece that I thoroughly enjoy. I would love to have seen, like I said before, a little more, I guess, detail in the costume itself. But the techno-organic places look phenomenal. Great. The places that are, I guess, the regular suit look, I guess, a little dull to me. I could appreciate maybe a little more texture there. Maybe like a hex pattern or something in there or something. Right now, it just seems pretty plain in those places. Other than that, you know, and maybe a few switch out options, there's nothing I would really change about this. So it's a solid piece. If you're an Apocalypse fan, then you definitely want this. There are a lot of really cool customs out there I've seen too, but for a licensed piece, I don't think you can go wrong with this. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share. Let's keep growing this channel. You guys are doing awesome. And please, if you have any questions at all, chat me. It's a lot of fun to talk with you guys. Again, this is Sean, Solis Review. Have a great night. Bye.